online now, sir?
Okay, sir.
Okay, good to hear you. I'm really sorry I kept you waiting for, I guess, 5 minutes, but we had a lot of questions, from people regarding the exam and the other modalities that are going to happen in the next 2 days.
I understand.
And I believe no audio, sir. But okay, I think let's settle with this. I'll do one thing, sir. I'll share this link with them with the audio
Oh,
within the study material, sir. Okay, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir. And sir, did you not join with your video? I don't see you here.
Okay. You can see me also.
No, sir. I can't see you. I could see you till last time. I mean, I invited you.
Okay, sir.
Wait. You are sharing, but you're not here. Okay, now please choose video, sir.
Should I choose the video again?
Yes, sir. You choose the video now, sir.
Okay.
No, not this video, sir. Your video, sir.
Okay.
And you
So
can
I'm
start.
just.
Yes, this video is done, and
Sure.
you can restart with your presentation, sir.
Okay, sir. Can you see my presentation now?
Yes, sir. Can you make it full screen, sir?
Sure, sir. Okay.
All set,
Very
sir.
good.
It's all yours.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Arvind. A very good afternoon to all of you. Right now, I am in New Delhi and this is 1 o'clock. The temperature outside is more than 40. So I don't know in your places, but it's really hot in Delhi. Welcome to the session of Karl Storz Veterinary Endoscopy. I'm really thankful to organizers, especially Dr. Khandekar and his team, Dr. Arvind, who has been working very hard indirectly and directly both. So today we'll discuss the endoscopes required for small animal. First of all, I like to share few facts about my company. Karl Storz founded in 1945. We were not an endoscopic company initially. We started making ENT instruments, and slowly in 1960 the company went into endoscopy business, and today you can see the history. And today we are present in human medicine.
Sir, sorry to disturb, but I think your audio is not getting connected, sir. The PowerPoint is online, but the video is not. Sir, give me 2 minutes, sir. Let me confirm, please.
Sure, sir. From my side, this is on, sir.
I can hear you, sir, very well, but it's not getting online. It's not going to the stream. Something or the other happens in the afternoon. Yesterday afternoon, also for Dr. Tripathi's session, we had a almost 30 minutes breakdown.
Net load is more in the afternoon, sir.
I can hear your video. I can hear your audio, sir. It's online, sir. I'm sorry to disturb, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, sir. Fine, sir. Audio, video is fine, Dr. Arvind?
All good, sir. All good, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. So now we are in human medicine, industrial endoscopy, and veterinary medicine. He is the founder, Dr. Karl Storz, who started the company in 1945. And now they are the custodian of Karl Storz. this is a family-owned company. Karl Storz entirely a family-like feeling throughout the world. Mr. Karl Christian Storz is the managing director who took over last year. And this is the initial loop which we made for ENT surgeons. And this is the initial factory where the whole revolution of endoscopy started. And this is the first model of light source we made in 1960. So as I told you, Karl Storz is a world leader, not only for veterinary medicine, but for human as well as for industrial endoscopy business. Of course, in veterinary, we are servicing for endoscope with large animal, small animal, avians, an exotic animal, and lab animal. But today we are talking only the small animal and chiefly the dogs. But before we start, our question is why the endoscopy is required for animals? And the answer is same. Because if you remember the revolution in India, it took place and regularly started in 1989, when in Mumbai itself, the laparoscopy was started in human medicine. And today it has become a gold standard. Any human being who has a gallbladder issue who like to undergo through endoscopy, because the complexity is less, surgical trauma and pain is less, operating time is less, and so many other things. In human, the hospitalization is also less, so get back to the work is faster. Similar kind of advantages are there in animal also. But the endoscope alone cannot work. Endoscopy has 4 pillars: optics, electronics, mechanics, and software. Optics, the endoscope may be a rigid or the flexible one. Electronics, the light source, the camera system, the recording system, the cautery. Mechanics, the instruments like scissors, graspers, dissectors, biopsy forceps, and so on. Last but not the least, the software. Today you are all aware that nothing works without software. Maybe our cell phone or maybe our laptop or anything. So software has become sometime more important than the hardware. So software is the 4th pillar of endoscopy. Now we further classify the endoscope. It is easy to understand how the endoscopes are classified. Chiefly there are 2 kinds of endoscopes. One is the flexible one and the other one is rigid one. Now the question may be, why 2? Because of the anatomy limitations. If we want to see the GI tract, if we want to see the respiratory tract, if we want to see the urinary tract, then definitely the endoscope has to be flexible. Because anatomy does not allow to pass any rigid endoscope. At the same time, if we want to do a laparoscopy, thoracoscopy, arthroscopy, otoscopy, then definitely a rigid endoscope is more useful to give you the right clinical solution or the findings. Now we chiefly concentrate on small animal and on dogs and cats. If you see in India, mostly the people used to have a pet. In Delhi, I have seen most of the people, they have dogs only. But in Mumbai, I was talking to Dr. Khandekar also sometime. How is the situation? They say now people, they do prefer cat as a pet animal. So in this category, now we have 2 patients, dogs and cats. And these are the procedures which are possibly could be undergo with endoscopes like otoscopy, multipurpose rigid. I will be explaining more when I'll go to the particular endoscope. Rigid bronchoscopy is possible, flexible bronchoscopy, urethrocystoscopy, of course the gastroscopy where you find some foreign body to be removed. Laparoscopy, chiefly more popular for lap spray, sterilization of female dogs, arthroscopy, cystoscopy, and so on. So these are the applications which could be seen for small animal preferably. In otoscopy, if you see a patient comes in OPD and you have an arrangement to look into the ear, and these are the advantages. Due to optics, you can see a clear vision. Magnification is there because if you see only with the telescope, the magnification is around 20 times. The moment you connect the camera, then magnification depends on the camera capability. And if you want to see, take some biopsies, then working channel is there and so on. These are the advantages if someone wants to plan for a otoscopy. And this is the otoscope, which can be connected with the camera system, which has a operative channel which can allow the biopsies to inject something inside the ear of the patient. And these are the indications where it can be used. Maybe a routine examination, or if the patient is coming with some pain or some foreign body to be removed and so on. These are a few indications where one can use the otoscopy for a small animal like dog or cat. Next is multi-purpose scope. As the name says itself, one telescope has a capability of using many applications. Like if you buy this set, you will be able to do rhinoscopy, sinoscopy, urethrocystoscopy, arthroscopy, maybe laparoscopy, thoracoscopy, and so on. Why? Because we have, I go to previous slide, I have one telescope which can be accommodated in different sheaths. Arthroscopy sheath, maybe a cystoscopy sheath which can enable you to do rhinoscopy also, where you can take biopsies also. And this trocar enables you to do a diagnostic laparoscopy with the same telescope. And of course, arthroscopy is also possible. So this one set gives you solution of most of the problems in a small animal. That is why we call it a multi-purpose rigid endoscopy set. These are a few indications and the advantages of a endoscopic rhinoscopy, where you can see in the nose in the dog or a cat in your OPD. There is no need to take it to the theater. Ease of use is there. And few indications where rhinoscopy can be done in a small animal. Now we go to laparoscopy. Laparoscopy is a very, very popular word in the field of medical. And now it is going more popular in veterinary too, especially for lap spray. If we compare with conventional sterilization of a dog, then one can imagine how painful can be for a pet. One can imagine the pet owner can realize better than us, because after the sterilization he has to take care of his patients more than the normal one. So these are few advantages of laparoscopy for a lap spray. Of course, the people who are planning to grow, who are the beginner in the field of veterinary practice, they can start and establish themselves with endoscopy. This endoscopy has helped in past for human medicine also. The people who are aspiring for surgery and they were the new entrants, so they took it over. Laparoscopy became very helpful to them to establish their practice, especially in B and C class town. So this is a very, very important tool which veterinarians can also use to establish themselves. As I told you, in lap spray, these are the instrumentation required. You should have a good camera system, a 0° or 30° telescope, maybe 5mm or maybe 10mm. This is up to you how you want to keep your patient, how aesthetic look you want to keep in your patient. A light cable, a light source, and a monitor. So this is a hardware system which should be used, which can be used, and which is for the laparoscopy set. Of course, the same can be used for multi-purpose. The system is common for all rigid and flexible endoscopy system. So once you buy this tower, then you are able to do entire procedures, whatever you want to do in rigid as well as in flexible endoscopy. And these are few instruments because, as I told you, endoscopy has 4 pillars: optics, electronics, mechanics, and software. So these are the mechanical part you require. Of course, in this you need an endoflator, which will help you to insufflate the abdominal cavity. A cautery unit, which will help you to do some cauterization inside, especially when you are doing ovarectomy or you are cauterizing the fallopian tubes. So it will help you. The bipolar forceps is one of the very important. If you see on the left corner, the bipolar forceps is there, which will help you to enable to finish the procedure faster. Few grasping forceps, trocars, the Veress needle, and so on. So these are the instrument set which is there to help you in laparoscopic surgery. These are the which can be planned for a small animal. First and foremost, again, I like to highlight the ovarectomy. And lap assisted procedures are also there. Dr. Tripathi, he is much more experienced and he can tell better than me on procedures, but this is my humble duty to say these are the possibility of procedures. But I know Dr. Tripathi must be online and he can appreciate many procedures than I have highlighted here. So they are doing much advanced surgeries in small animals. So thanks to Dr. Khandekar and Dr. Tripathi and his team. And of course, once again, when we come to sterilization, then you can see this is possible with two port, and this is also possible if you want to do hysterectomy with 3 ports. So this is a question and depend on your skill set, how you are learning, and the learning curve is there a little bit, so that you want to do with 2 port or 3 port, how aesthetically you want to treat your patients. Now we go to the flexible endoscope. As the name says itself, this is the endoscope which is flexible in nature. And in this there are 2 kind of endoscopes, one where you see through eye and the another one which is the video one. So this is a very basic model we have chosen as a picture just for understanding. That is how it look like. And if you see this here, the flexible endoscope, which is having fibers. So in this you use image and light, and in both the cases the flexible fibers are required and connected with the light source, and water bottle is there. So this is a very basic nomenclature of a flexible endoscope where you can only see with the naked eye. But now the question is different. Now the question not only of seeing, we also want to make video, we also want to keep documentation, we also want to keep a record of our findings for future references, and sometimes we need a good picture quality for our presentation. So the video endoscopes, they are much more popular, they are much more in demand, but definitely there are certain things which are available, like this is a bronchoscope which is available in flexible fiber optic this thing, and because the length and the diameter is available only this, so this is much more helpful. If I further like to discuss about the flexible one, this is called the control section. On this you can find there are 2 knobs, one for the up and down and the another one is left and right. You can very well appreciate L and R. It means if you rotate it on L where the arrow is, the tip deflection you can find on the left hand side. And there are 2 buttons, one for air and water and another is for suction, whatever you want to suck. And the instrument channel is there if you want to take some biopsies, if you want to inject something or whatever. So instrument channel and air, water and suction buttons are there. This is the distal end, how it look like. Here you can appreciate this is the instrument channel And for air water, there is a nozzle which always keeps cleaning the objective lens whenever you want to see, whenever you want to go inside, because inside there are mucus, there are fluids inside, the gastric fluids, they sometimes obscure your visualization. So you need some air so that the lens can be cleaned, and if something is going to stick on the objective lens, then the water can be injected there. And light guide is there so that you can have light inside, and this entire end called the distal line. And the bending section, which I referred you in my previous slide, that the bending is available 180 left and right, and 210 up and 180 down. So it gives you to see the retrograde position in the stomach also. That is why one angle has been kept 210 degree. This is the entire portfolio, how it looks like. And these are the diameters available. If 7.9 is one of the slimmest and very popular scope which people normally prefer, which can help you from say 7 to 8 kg to 20 kg also, because this is the diameter which serves most of your input patients. But if you still want the thinner one, then 5.9 is also available, but there you little bit compromise on the length as well as on channel diameter. In 7.9 diameter, outer diameter, there is a working length of 140 centimeter, and the channel size is 2.8 millimeter. Right? These are few accessories which can help you to take biopsies, or sometimes some foreign body is there, so it can help you to take out. You can see some grasping forceps, some biopsy forceps are there. And if you find some bigger structure, then Dormia basket is there so that you can capture in the basket. For polyp and all, snares are there. These are the snares. You can see if there is a polyp in esophagus, or it goes up to the second part of duodenum. If it is there, then the snare can be used to remove the polyps. Different sizes are available in this 25 millimeter, 40 millimeter and 60 millimeter. That is how the tower look like. There is a hanger to hang the flexible endoscope so that you can save it. I have a word of caution. If you are using a flexible endoscope, I would request every time whenever you are finishing the day, kindly flush the suction, kindly flush the irrigation, and both the channels should be completely dry, and your endoscope should be in hanging position only. During the day you can hang it like this. Right now you can see it is on the hanger, but if you are finishing a day, I would request that there should be a special almirah where the endoscope can be hanged, so that if any water droplet is there inside, they will be coming out, so that the endoscope should be completely dry. And end of the day, kindly perform the leakage test. Leakage test enables us to show if there is any leakage in the instrument. It means if leakage is there, water may seep inside, and if water goes inside, it will spoil the entire optics. So I would request end of the day, kindly do the leakage test. And if you suspect in any case you feel the bending rubber is puncture, or there is some patient bite is there, so please do a leakage test immediately whenever you find this kind of issue, because it is very, very important for the safety of your instrument. This is a small channel endoscope, a small diameter endoscope with a length of 100 centimeter, especially when you are doing bronchoscopy, when you plan to do some urethroscopy in male dogs. It will help you because the diameter is very, very less, 3 millimeter. It enables you a working channel of 1.2 millimeter where you can take biopsies, and the length is 100 centimeter. So this is a specialized endoscope, especially for a small animal, for bronchoscopy, rhinoscopy, cystoscopy, and so on. Now we go to another rigid endoscope, which is mainly for urethrocystoscopy to see the bladder. If some patient is complaining some pain or you feel some issue in urination, definitely a cystoscopy can be prescribed, especially in female dogs. This is the one which you can use for the cystoscopy. And lap-assisted cystoscopy is also possible. Dr. Tripathi must be covering these topics in detail. So I just want to show the possibility, not more than that. Vaginoscopy. In any case, you feel there is a need to do vaginoscopy. So we have a scope for vaginoscopy. The same scope can also be used for insemination. So breeding insemination is possible with the same scope. So vaginoscopy as well as insemination is possible with the same scope. This is the endoscope, which is versatile in nature. As I told you, that some of the times there are difficult conditions where you want to see in different angles. Like sometime that if you are doing a lap spay straight, you want to see, sometimes you want to have some more acute angle to see the ovarian ligament, because sometimes it is much buried and you have to locate it and you have to pull it out, and that is an acute angle which sometimes may not be achieved with 30°. So this telescope enables you to see from 0° to 90°. Earlier it was from 0° to 120°, but now we find that 120 is not that much useful. But now this telescope enables you to show you from 0° to 90°. This is available in 10mm. This is available in 5mm. Both. So this is a versatile endoscope, versatile telescope, which will help you to see all around in abdominal cavity in different acute angles, which are sometimes not possible with your regular telescopes. This is the camera system which enables to help the canine in hepatocellular carcinoma. If you are suspecting that there is a patient, because nowadays pets are also VVIP pets are also there, and sometimes it is rarely necessary to treat them, or sometimes you have to see the possibility of research and development. So for research and development, this is the camera system we have developed, which enables you to detect the hepatocellular carcinoma with the help of a dye, indocyanine green, and the dosage and everything can be decided. But this camera gives you a picture in near infrared as well as a normal picture also. So this is a very special kind of camera system company has derived. And this is the 3D. Now the world is going from 2D to 3D. So this is a 3D camera system which can be used in the advanced procedures. Some of the times you have seen that you've experienced that you are doing some dissection on a table, and everyone cannot reach to the dissection table. It's difficult. So with this exoscope, this can help you to show everything, whatever live is happening on the table, and possible in 2D as well as in 3D conditions also, because people want to see the dissection in 3D as it is happening on a dissection table. They want to see the same thing, but everyone cannot reach, cannot approach to the dissection table, because nowadays we have a lot of patients, we have space constraint especially. So if you connect this camera on the table, then every student can see the dissection in a 3D vision, and they can feel the same thing as the coach is feeling, as the instructor is feeling. So this is a very helpful device which we have received and very much popular in human practice. Karl Storz is also giving OT lights, examination lights, and they are one of the best lights as their endoscopes are. So if you plan some examination lights, some OT lights, definitely we can help you as an OT project, because right now we are not only giving endoscopes, but we are creating the theaters, modular theaters equipped with everything, whatever we can imagine, with streaming, with telestration, whatever we can think of. Karl Storz is providing those theaters. So light is a part and parcel of theater. So we also offer Karl Storz best lights, best like our endoscopes. And this is the latest world we have till today. Whatever camera system I have discussed till now with you, this is the tower which enables you one-stop solution for 2D camera, for 3D camera, NIR, near infrared, and that too in a 4K resolution. What is 4K? 4K is a newly coming word in medical industry. I know some of you must have experienced it, but last year we planned to sell around 50 4K cameras, and we could sell 45. But this year, due to Corona, I don't know how succeed can be we. But 4K is a talk of the town, and the resolution is the double you receive in HD camera system. I repeat, 4K resolution is the resolution you receive in 2D camera system, 2D HD camera system. I mean 1920 into 1080p multiplied by 2. This is the resolution of a 4K camera system. So one can imagine the resolution. And this tower is ready for a 2D and 3D camera system, ready for live surgeries. Near infrared, which I shown you for hepatocellular carcinoma, the same thing is possible with this tower. 4K recording and 4K transmission, as well as you can prepare an international presentation with this picture quality. So this Rubina is just launched by Karl Storz and very much available to all of you. Of course, the whatever I have talked till right now, this is in vain if the services are not there. Karl Storz is having around 100 people in the field to serve you. 100 service people, they are in the field in different town, different locations, not only in metro cities like Mumbai, Pune, but in smaller locations also. So we are very close to you. We have different service programs. We have a repair exchange also, and so many things. So if someone has a service issue, I would request kindly write to us, kindly phone to us, and please let us know. Definitely in Corona time, things may be little bit delayed, but definitely we will be in touch with you. And now we have a facility to solve your queries through video call also. So our engineers, they will be in touch with you. And if you have an issue, then I give you my contact details here, which you can note down. And this is the future look. We can see, because pets, they are the best friend of animal, and we love them so much that they are a companion to us. So this picture shows, because right now most of the people, they are alone, lonely living, social distancing is there in Corona. So the animals, they are the best companion, best friend of human beings. So this is the picture. That is why I have given the future outlook of a pet. And thank you very much for your kind attention. This is my contact details. If someone has a service issue or any other issue, query, any technical issue, they can definitely write. Thank you. With these words, thank you very much for joining and patiently listening. That's all from my side, Dr. Arvind.
Sir, thank you for the wonderful presentation. I would really like to put on a live feed of your camera. So can you switch on to the, you can stop the presentation and switch on your camera, sir, so that people can really see you, sir?
Sure, sir.